Hello, everyone. Good evening. I hope you're all having a fine time. Good evening to all of our rogues that would normally be joining us at the Seagull Theatre on a Tuesday night. Good evening to all of our rogues that have joined us on any one of the previous 48 live Shanty Sessions. And good evening, especially, and welcome to anybody that's joining us for the first time tonight. We've got a packed show for you. And as you already know, tomorrow is St. Patrick's Day, or the Feast of St. Patrick. So we're going to concentrate mainly on Irish songs, Irish sea shanties, or sea shanties alluding to Ireland in general. Now, we have a very special guest tonight. She's one of our rogues, and her name is Michelle Gallagher. She's not just a wonderful dancer, choreographer, and one of our rogues. She's a descendant of St. Patrick. I'm not sure she is. That might be stretching it a little bit, but I think she does emanate or have Irish origins. So it's very, very fitting to have her on board tonight, if you pardon the pun. She'll be playing an Irish tune on the penny whistle, and what a lovely sound that will be. First off, though, I'm going to go to some comments because we've got so many people tuning in tonight. Stephen will join us shortly, so get all the good comments in before he comes. And Michelle Gallagher is the first one in already. She says, good evening, everyone. And she'll be saying good evening to you in person a little bit, maybe in about 20 minutes or so. David and Janet Woods, they're in the house. Hello, Stephen, Paul, and everyone. Good vibes, good vibes, good vibes. They are vibing away there on YouTube. Marie Gallagher, she says, good evening, Shell. Good evening, Marie, from Michelle. I'm sure she'll say it herself. Hello, everyone, says Jackie Draper and Barry Draper. Fully inclusive. Hello, everyone. Tom McQuillan's one of our newer members. He says, greetings, everyone. Hope you're all feeling well. And I'm not even going to attempt to pronounce that. Tom, maybe you could put that in phonetics so an idiot like me could understand it, but I assume it's an Irish greeting. Hi, all. 49th episode must be golden next week. Yes, it is. And we'll be celebrating that on a cuppa and a chat. I'll give you some details on that shortly. And anybody that can join us for a bit of a social time on Zoom will get the details. But thank you, Linda, and hi to you too. Tracy Barnard says, evening, shipmates. Kev is aboard. And Sarah Jordan says, evening, all you rogues. Evening, Sarah. I hope you're including yourself in that. Carly Franklin says, evening, Paul and everyone. Good evening. Harold Minster, my old mate, says, evening, Paul. Evening, Harry. Monica Manning says, hi, all. Hi, Monica. Sally is in town. She says, hello, everyone. Hope we're all well and healthy. And I think that's about as much as we can hope for at the moment, Sally. So I hope you're well and healthy. And by well, and I'm sure you also mean mentally well, because isn't it tricky to stay alert and upbeat during these times? I certainly find it very difficult. So when you're looking after your health and your well-being, make sure you include up here as well. And hopefully you can join in with us and have a bit of a laugh and feel a little bit more sociable in these sessions. And as I mentioned earlier, another way to do that, if you're not busy, if you've got nothing better to do, why don't you join us for a cuppa and a chat? Because we have one on Thursday, the 25th of March. That'll be 2 p.m. until 4 p.m. And basically what we do, as I'm sure most of you know, is you bring a cuppa, we'll bring some chat, we'll all have a laugh. Barry might bring a mystery object if we're lucky, and then there might be some quiz questions, but there'll be plenty of good times. So basically, just look out for our Zoom invite. Get in touch with us if you need. You'll find it on our Facebook page, but you can send us a message and we'll send you the link and the password direct. But we would love to see you there. It's a great way to get involved, and it's a good way to see your folks or meet some new people, because it's always lively and good fun and very friendly and welcoming. Before we do anything else, I'm going to go straight to a song. As I said, we're all Irish themed tonight as much as possible. So even by name only, this first one is called My Son John, or as it has other titles, Mrs. McGrath, Mrs. McGraw, Mrs. McGrath, and lots of other things. So let's see if we can display that for you. The lyrics are right there. If you have a folder, you'll find it under number 33. But please do join in, at least with a chorus. It's easy enough. Just read those nonsense syllables and join in. My son John was tall and slim, and he had a leg for every limb. But now he's got no legs at all, for he ran a race with a cannonball. With me roo-rum-ra, faddle-diddle-da, whack, faddle-diddle with me roo-rum-ra. For I was tall and I was slim, and I had a leg for every limb. But now I've got no legs at all, they were both shot away by a cannonball. With me roo-rum-ra, faddle-diddle-da, whack, faddle-diddle with me roo-rum-ra. Oh, were you deaf? Were you blind when you left a couple of legs behind? Or was it sailing on the sea, lost your 2 fine legs from the ground to the knee? With me roo-rum-ra, faddle-diddle-da, whack, faddle-diddle with me roo-rum-ra. Oh, I was not drunk or neither blind when I left my 2 fine pins behind. When up came a bloody great cannonball, shot away my sea boot skins and all. With me roo-rum-ra, faddle-diddle-da, whack, faddle-diddle with me roo-rum-ra. And now I'll cross the raging main to the King of France and the Queen of Spain. And I'll make them rue the time that they shot away the legs of a child of mine. With me roo-rum-ra, faddle-diddle-da, whack, faddle-diddle with me roo-rum-ra. Everybody join in roo-rum-ra, faddle-diddle-da, whack, faddle-diddle with me roo-rum-ra. One more time with me roo-rum-ra, faddle-diddle-da, whack, faddle-diddle with me roo-rum-ra. So that was My Son John, or Mrs. McGrath. And Steve,
and look, as if by magic, I appear.
Here he is. Here he is.
And since I mentioned that word magic, I'm just going to very quickly pop this up in a very neat link and say that tomorrow evening, the Voice Cloud, which is an organisation that Paul and I are directors for, a not-for-profit organisation, we have our second Connections session, one of 4 that happens throughout March. And tomorrow's is Learn Magic Tricks. We've got a real bona fide, authentic, genuine magician, and that's tomorrow, Wednesday, the 17th of March at 7:30 p.m. It's free. It's free to take part. So if you'd like to, all you need to do is just go to the web link there, thevoicecloud.co.uk/connections. So why don't you do just that? We'd love to see anybody who wants to join in.
Yeah.
How you doing, Paul? What did I miss last week?
What did you miss? It was the best one.
Was it?
It was, yeah, 48 was the best one so far. Yeah. If anybody hasn't seen it, go back and bore yourself silly. We've got some comments come in, and one is from Pat Briggs. Lovely Pat Briggs. She says, good to be with you again. It certainly is good to have you, Pat. So thank you very much. And Tom McQuillan has, I think he's cleared up the pronunciation. Kaig Mialia Faultier. 100,000 welcomes. That's lovely, Tom. Thank you very much. And Sarah Jordan agrees. She says, absolutely, Paul, I am an irregular rogue. Well, I hope you're regular. Alice Quayle or Keel says, ahoy. And she offers an Irish welcome, which, again, all right, I'll give this one a go. Fastia me. That's best I can do. Not sure what it means, and I hope I didn't just swear. Yeah. Claire Garrett says, hello, hope everyone is well. And a couple of claps from Carly. And Marion Bouchette says, my son John, I like that ending, the avenging mum. Yes, we do it rather well. Kevin, I was chatting with lovely Kevin recently, and he said it's one of his favorites because he really likes the way that we split it up. So Stephen sings the song as the governmental officer trying to diddle John out of his disablement pay from the Royal Navy. And we have the men singing as John, and we have the ladies singing as John's mum. It works rather well, I like to think.
Yeah, it does. Absolutely.
And as I mentioned, our theme this evening is the Feast of St. Patrick, or St. Patrick's Day. And the reason is because it's tomorrow. So we've got an Irish themed shanty session evening tonight. Now, St. Patrick's, for anybody who doesn't know, or perhaps isn't one of our is one of our foreign correspondents, they may not know. Now, the Feast of St. Patrick is a massive festival, especially in Ireland, which is our neighbour, and it's rather well celebrated, not just across the UK, but also across the world, but particularly in Ireland, the island of Ireland. And it's a festival celebrating St. Patrick, who was born in the 5th century, and it's thought that he used the 3-leafed shamrock to explain the Holy Trinity to the pagans. Now, if you've never been bitten by a snake in Ireland, you have Paddy to thank for that, because instead St. Patrick drove all those snakes out of Ireland, and they've stayed away ever since.
Wonderful. Paul, have you done the old thingy?
Of course, I hint, but have you heard it?
No. Well, do you know what? We're going to do this quickly. Every week we pick a word out of this book, Suffolk words and phrases, and we deliberately try and pick a word that we think you may not know because it's not in common usage. And this week's word is, hey, you heard it, dag. Now, I've heard that from an Australian before. You dag. As a kind of a you're a fool or something like that. But I happen to know that it's not an insult. So let us know what you think dag might mean. Give us a guess. And in the meantime, I'm going to do a song. Now, as Paul said, we're doing kind of some Irish songs, and I'm going to do one of my favorites. I tend to veer towards the Irish songs that are very fast, and this one is very fast. So if I mess it up, I get anything wrong, that's because it's very fast. Lovely song, dates back to at least the 1860s, and it's a song called Lanigan's Ball, also known as Lanigan's Ball with a double N. Doesn't change how I pronounce it, I know. And originally set to a melody called Hurry the Jug, and the word hurry is certainly apt here. I'm going to take a swig of water, and we will be off. A little less reverb. In the town of Athy, Jeremy Lanigan battered away till he hadn't a shilling. His father died, made him a man again, left him a farm and 10 acres of ground. Myself, to be sure, I got invitations for the boys and girls I might ask. Having been asked, friends and relations danced like bees around a sweet cast. Lashings of drink and wine for the ladies, potatoes and cake and bacon and tea. Nolans and Dolans and all the O'Grady's courting the girls and dancing away. What songs went round as plenty as water, the harps that are sounded through Tara's old hall. Biddy Gray and the Ratcatcher's daughter singing together at Lanigan's Ball. 6 long months I spent in Dublin, 6 long months spent nothing at all. 6 long months I spent in Dublin, learning to dance for Lanigan's Ball. She stepped out, I stepped in again, I stepped out. She stepped in again, she stepped out. Julie.
I'm going to cut in there and hope you can hear me. Michelle, maybe you'd give me a large thumbs up or a nod if... Yeah, okay. Stephen's jammed himself up with his Wi-Fi. We've got some horrendous wind coming at us on this on the eastern side of our country, and I fear that Stephen's internet... I'm just going to leave his picture there. He's going to hate that. Let's all wait for Stephen. Anyway, Stephen's been jammed up on his signal, so do forgive me on that. As we mentioned, we are celebrating St. Patrick's Day today, the Feast of St. Patrick. And I'm going to go to some comments before we go to another song. And they are, because we might have some guesses for our word of the week. Hey, you heard it, boy. The word of the week this week is, and by word of the week, I mean Suffolk word and phrase. This week, the word of the week happens to be dag. It looks like this. Have you heard it? Hey, heard it, boy? The word is dag. I wonder if you've heard that. Anyway, we've got some guesses come in already. So I'm going to go straight over to the comments and see what's happened. We've got one from Karen who says, hello from Waterloo. Lovely place to be. As long as you're not Napoleon, I guess. And Sally Hardman said, I enjoyed last week, Stephen, and I bet you did, because you were our special guest. And what else do we have? Alice Quayle. Fastia me is Manx Gaelic for good evening, pronounced Fasti Mai. Fasti Mai. Thank you very much for clearing that up, Alice. Claire Louise Langley, she says, good evening, everyone. Hope everyone is doing okay and well. Well, we're certainly better than Stephen's internet connection, but he's back. Yeah, hold on. And Sally Hardman says, isn't Dag a sheep? Don't know. Who knows?
Is that your guess? Is that your guess, Sally?
No, it doesn't sound quite like a guess. It's not assertive enough, is it?
No.
Alice Quayle says, I have some beer called Dag. I know in Australia, Dag means a bit of a bit of dried poo hanging off a sheep's bum.
Oh, well, do you know what, Alice? Thank you for that, because I've often heard kind of Aussies saying, you dag, and that's obviously what they mean. So I'm going to stop using it because it's a little bit rude, isn't it?
That's quite offensive, yeah. Now, Claire Louise Langley says, hey, Carly Franklin. Sarah Jordan's wondering if dag might mean a ditch or a dike. Who knows?
Good.
Who knows? Pat Briggs simply says dag. But then she elaborates with dag. Is it a small stream or ditch? Oh, already we're gathering a bit of
on a theme, aren't we? Yeah.
Yeah, Janice Marjoram says, evening all. Marion Bouchert says dag, a pointy bit as in dagger. I like that one. That's not bad.
Good. Yeah.
And Tracy Barnard or Kevin wonders if we will be having Irish Rover this evening. And Jackie Draper says dag, a small nail. I like that one as well. And Tracy Barnard and Kev says dag, is it a brook as in Dagenham that surrounds a hamlet? A similar theme that we've had already. Stephen, do you want to try recommencing Lanigan's Ball?
I'll give it another go. I realised that something had happened, and I thought if it's at my end, that would be typical, because the last time I tried to do this song, I also got interrupted by something happening on my Mac or my encoder that introduced some weird sort of YouTube advert in the middle of me doing this. So I'll give it, maybe I'll give it one more go, and if it goes wrong, I'm never going to do it again. Never, no matter how much you petition me to. But anyway, how far did I get? What did you hear?
I don't know. Start from the top, I think. And if you could, would you load up another song for me just in case you drop out again?
Yeah, I'll try my best. Yeah. Anyway, yeah, I will do this then. Here we go. I'm going to actually take this when you get a minute. They were doing all kinds of nonsensical dances all around in a whirly gig. Julia and I soon banished their nonsense, all on the floor of a reel and a gig. How the girls, they all got mad at me for they thought the ceilings would fall. I spent 6 months Brooks Academy learning to dance for Lanigan's Ball. Well, the boys were merry and the girls all hearty, dancing around in their couples and groups. An accident happened. Terence McCarty put his foot right through her hoops. She fell down in a faint. Holy Murder called her brothers and gathered them round. Commodity swore he'd go no further till he got revenge at Lanigan's Ball. 6 long months I spent in Dublin, 6 long months spent nothing at all. 6 long months I spent in Dublin, learning to dance for Lanigan's Ball. She stepped out and I stepped in again, I stepped out and she stepped in again, she stepped out. I stepped in again, learning to dance for Lanigan's Ball. In the midst of the row, Miss Kerrigan fainted, her cheeks at the same time as red as a rose. Some of the boys decried she was painted, she took a small drop too much, I suppose. Her sweetheart Ned Morgan, so powerful and able, when saw his fuck her lane switch by the wall, it tore the left leg from under the table and smashed all the dishes at Lanigan's Ball. Boys, oh boys, 'tis then there was ructions. I got a belt from fella McHugh. I replied to his introduction, kicked up a terrible hullabaloo. Maloney the piper was near getting strangled, they leapt on his pipes. Chanter and all, boys and girls all got entangled, and that put an end to Lanigan's Ball. 6 long months I spent in Dublin, 6 long months do nothing at all. 6 long months I spent in Dublin, learning to dance for Lanigan's Ball. She stepped out and I stepped in again, I stepped out, she stepped in again, she stepped out and I stepped in again, learning to dance for Lanigan's Ball. She stepped out and I stepped in again, I stepped out and she stepped in again. I stepped in again, learning to dance for Lanigan's Ball. Hey, so super fast. I did warn you. When I say I warned you, I mean I was warning myself as much as anything. And if you'd love to hear how that's done properly, by an Irishman who's grown up learning that song, you could do a lot worse than checking out Christy Moore's version. Absolutely wonderful. It's on YouTube and all the other streaming platforms.
Yeah, something we need to mention, and I'm just going to say, Carly Franklin says, I like that one, very catchy. I don't know if you've learned the lyrics already, Carly, but the tune is quite catchy, you're right. Jonathan Brindle's in the house. He says, this is impressive. Ooh. And Quail says, cracking tune. Well done, Stephen, says Linda Boyce. Well done, Steve, says Pat Briggs.
Oh, I wonder if Paul has paused there. He's got his pause face on. My gosh, what is going on tonight? I'm gonna save his embarrassment because he's frozen. He could have frozen on worse faces, but look, I think he was doing some comments. So, yeah, Nick Dwyer says hello. Just joined to hear about an Irishman. Well, Nick, what's the date? What's the date tomorrow? And we don't meet on a Wednesday, so we're doing it tonight. We're bringing St. Patrick's Day forward, and you missed Lanigan's Ball. Cloud Garrett there also gave a couple of claps, and Sarah Jordan says well done, Stephen. Pat Briggs says well done, Stephen, and I think Paul got to the other comments there. So anyway, look, very shortly we're going to bring in Michelle, and in the meantime, I'm going to feature one more comment. Very good. This is from Harold Minster. Dag can be seen when watching a live stream broadcast. Much like lag, the difference is when the footage is frozen, you can almost hear Stephen or Paul in the distance screaming "darn" down his mic. Yeah. So yeah, there you go. There you have it. I'm going to do this one. Actually, is one of our repertoire, and I'm going to give it to you. It's number 41 if you'd like to join in from your folders, or you can obviously just see the lyrics on the screen. And it's a song called Still I Love Him, I'll Forgive Him. Still I love him, I'll forgive him, I'll go with him wherever he goes. When I was single, I had a black shawl. Now I am married, I've nothing at all. Still I love him, I'll forgive him, I'll go with him wherever he goes. Gave me a handkerchief, red, white, and blue. Then to clean windows he tore it in two. Still I love him, I'll forgive him, I'll go with him wherever he goes. He came up the row and he whispered me out. Then he went off with young Kitty McLeod. Still I love him, I'll forgive him, I'll go with him wherever he goes. My back is a breaking, my fingers are sore. Got in the heron he brings to the shore. Still I love him, I'll forgive him, I'll go with him wherever he goes. The storm is a raging, his boat isn't in. T'others won't tell me what's happened to him. Still I love him, I'll forgive him, I'll go with him wherever he goes. If he's gone to heaven, he'll come to no harm. He's gone to hell, then he'll keep himself warm. Still I love him, I'll forgive him, I'll go with him wherever he goes. Still I love him, I'll forgive him, I'll go with him wherever he goes. And that was a song called Still I Love Him, I'll Forgive Him. I'll take the words out, the lyrics off the screen. Sally says, I love this song. Do you know what? I do, Sally, as well. And yeah, so we learned it from Bob Roberts. And I always follow that when I say we learned it from this person or, this group, by saying they didn't teach it to us personally. It doesn't get old, that joke. But we've got a couple of wonderful books, really, and the notation is in that, along with a lovely story. I'm not going to do the story because we don't have time, but I think I certainly do it enough when we used to physically rehearse that probably most of our rogues could regale you with the story of that and its connection to Lowestoft and Kessenland. And anyway, look, Janice Marjoram says, please remind me again of the details for making a donation. Well, Janice, thank you very much. We don't ask people to say that, by the way, as an excuse to flash this up, which is our PayPal link. And that's www.paypal.me/online choir. If you would like to make a donation, you would be very, very welcome to. But what I should say is that we are funded by, and I'll just remove this comment, we are funded by the People's Health Trust and a grant that they have called Active Communities, and they've been very supportive in allowing us to continue and kind of take this community online to try and stay connected in times when it's very difficult to stay connected. So thank you to them. Thank you to anyone who does want to make a donation. Any donations that we do have will be kind of ring fenced and just kept towards the Rogues Shanty chorus. What we would say though is, and obviously this is free to watch. If you have ever appreciated logging in and enjoying these, could we ask you to visit this link? Which is surveymonkey.co.uk, and then a series of numbers or letters. We'll also share the link into the stream and pin it to the top. If you've already done one of those, because Paul shared the link last week, I understand, and we have had some responses, then thank you very much. But if you haven't, please do it. We are required to put in progress reports or kind of monitoring reports so that the People's Health Trust know that we're not just pretending. We do these live streams, and so we just ask you what you think. Take no more than 4 minutes to do that, so please do. But look, we've got a wonderful lady called Michelle Gallagher coming up. As Paul said, her name is Irish. The instrument she's about to play is Irish, multi-talented. Michelle, give me a nod if you're happy to be brought in now. Yeah. Well, I tell you what, I'm going to let Paul do one more song because he's back. We'll see if the bugs get us, and then after that, we're going to bring in Shell. So for now, Paul, how you doing, Paul? You back?
Yeah, I'm good. But perhaps the people would be kind enough next time somebody pledges in their manifesto for an election, free broadband across the country, just vote for them.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah. I want to know speeds. I don't just want to know infrastructure and I want to know bandwidth. I want to know reliable bandwidth. That's what I'm interested in. And if a Cat 8 cable carries enough of that bandwidth as well. Anyway, where did you get to, Paul?
Who knows? But I'm going to sing a song now called "All for Me Grog," me jolly jolly grog. Okay. This is not in our repertoire, so don't go looking for it. But it's easy enough. I'll start with a chorus. Join in with that 3 times. And it's all for me grog, me jolly jolly grog. It's all for me beer and tobacco. We spent all that in with the lassies drinking gin. Far across the western ocean we must wander. Where are me boots, me noggin boots? All gone for beer and tobacco. The heels are worn out and the soles are kicked about. Me toes are looking out for better weather. It's all for me grog, me jolly jolly grog. It's all for me beer and tobacco. We spent all that in with the lassies drinking gin. Far across the western ocean we must wander. I'm sick in the head, for I haven't been to bed since first I came ashore with me plunder. I see centipedes and snakes, and I'm full of pains and aches, so better make a push out over yonder. It's all for me grog, me jolly jolly grog. It's all for me beer and tobacco. We spent all that in with the lassies drinking gin. Far across the western ocean we must wander. Where is me shirt, me noggin shirt? All gone for beer and tobacco. Collar is worn out and the front is knocked about, and the tail is looking out for better weather. together. It's all for me grog, for me jolly, jolly grog. All for me beer and tobacco. We spent all our tin with the lassies drinking gin. Far across the Western Ocean we must wander. Far across the Western Ocean we must wander. All for me grog.
Love that. All for me grog. Do you know what? We're actually going to bring in now, Shell, because we've just got 29 minutes and 36 seconds left before we go on to our weekly Zoom. So at 8:30, we used to carry on till 9, but at 8:30 instead, we do a very strict 30-minute Zoom social shanty chat, we call it, and I can't get those two words mixed up. If you want to join us tonight, you can do so by visiting www.thevoicecloud.co.uk/Zoom. Please do refresh your browser if you've been there before, because I think some people just see the previous week's session. If you don't see today's date, then refresh it. But anyway, look, we're going to bring on Shell now, and let's hope we don't both have our internet go down, because Shell, you might have to just keep things going if so. But here's Michelle Gallagher.
Good
How
evening,
you doing,
everyone. Right? Hello. Yeah, I'm good. You guys okay?
I think so. Yeah, I think so. Thank you very much, and thanks for coming in. I think so. I missed last week's session, and Paul, I know, had Sally join because he does get lonely when he's on his own. But we know that there's some wonderful, multi-talented people and women in particular in our Rose Shanty Chorus, and Michelle here has done some wonderful step dancing with our Rose Shanty Chorus group, but she also has been learning for a while various whistles, we'll call them, shall we, tin, penny, or wooden, whatever. And Paul has kind of twisted your arm to come on and play something with an Irish theme. Is that right?
That is, yes. He did ask, I think it was October last year, but things got in the way, and I'm here now, though.
Yeah. Already, several people saying hello. Carly, Sally, Linda Boyce. Hi, Michelle. There you go. Look, popular already. So I'm going to hand over to Paul just for a bit, because I've kind of kept out of the liaisons and his people talking to your people to arrange this. So I'll let him do the official introduction.
Yeah, Michelle, thank you so much. And I think you've got descendants in Ireland.
My grandparents came from Donegal.
Donegal, lovely.
Donegal, yeah. So hence the name.
Yeah. Obviously, yeah. How would you pronounce your surname? Because I always call you Michelle Gallagher.
It's Gallagher. You don't say the G, so Gallagher. Gallagher's fine.
True Irish then, yeah. Janice is very optimistic. She says, "What's the bet? Michelle's going to get a power cut."
Don't talk it up. Don't talk it up.
I won't.
No.
Anyway, Michelle, what's the song you'd like to play for us tonight?
I'm going to attempt I'll Tell Me Ma. I was going to do Rattling Bug, but I'll Tell Me Ma. And as my mother she did make an appearance on the little sort of messages. So
hello to Marie. Yeah. Michelle,
hello, yes.
If you're ready, my love, I'm going to solo you.
Okay. Well, hello, everybody. This could go horribly wrong. I don't read music at all, so I tend to play by ear. So this is I'll Tell Me Ma. It's in the Red Folk Index. It's number 2649. So here we go. See, it's gone wrong already. Now, there you go.
Not wrong at all if you meant to do that. As long as you meant to do it, that's fine.
Yeah.
Sounded wonderful. What is it about Irish tunes that always makes you go faster?
Well, it's a polka anyway. It's 2/4, so you kind of get that galloping rhythm going, and away you go.
Makes it quite pedestrian in terms of you feel that movement to it.
Yeah, well, being a dancer as well, it's kind of like when I get going and galloping around the room. So yeah.
Lovely, wonderful. Thank you, Michelle. Really, really enjoyed that.
Right.
And I know
It's out
everybody.
of my comfort zone because being a dancer, that's my 10 to sort of safe zone.
Yeah.
See, we could have gone for an Irish jig, but no, we went with the penny whistle.
Well, I loved it, so thank you very much.
Thank
Yeah,
you.
thank you.
Harley Franklin also loved it. She gave it 3 rounds of applause. Sally Hardman, who knows what it's like to have the Facebook Live spotlight on us, she says, "Well done, lady." And Sarah Jordan said, "Well done, Michelle, especially by ear."
Yeah, I don't read music, so yeah.
Claire Garrett says, "Yay, well done, Michelle." And Jackie Draper says, "Well done, Michelle, enjoyed it." And Kev Barnard said, "Good on you, gal."
Yeah, thank you. It was a last minute change. I was going to go with Rattling Bog, but I thought I'd leave it for one of you guys to sing.
Oh, and there's a lovely comment from Alice Quayle. Thank you, love that tune. And Carol Fisher, 3 rounds of applause, and Janice Marjoram, 1 round of applause, but some Shamrock.
Lovely.
Yay.
Yeah.
Michelle, thank you so much.
Well, Shamrock actually sang that song, didn't they?
Yes,
they did a cover of it.
Yeah.
It's a good link as well.
Yeah. Wonderful. Thanks, Michelle. Thank you so much for coming on. And the big boots to fill. 2 weeks running, we've had women from our chorus join. I think the pressure's on the men now, especially given the wider kind of social, political mood of the country. I think the men need to step up now and show their talents.
Marion Bouchette says, "Michelle, you're now an international star."
Thank you, Marion.
Yeah.
Very kind.
Lovely.
Michelle, just before you go, have you had a guess at DAG yet?
No.
Would you like to hazard a guess before you go?
No.
No.
Okay. Well,
no, played it safe.
Yeah. Okay.
I took that straight away to mean that you wouldn't be drawn on that one, Shell.
No. Not gonna happen.
Brilliant. Well, Shell, thank you so much for joining, and we'll see you.
Thanks for having me.
See you soon, I guess.
Yeah. See you soon. Bye, everyone. Take care. Happy St. Patrick's Day.
Yeah. Tracy Barnard says we need a song from the boy John. Do you mean John Hardman or something else? I wonder.
John Hardman, I think you means.
Yeah, I'm going to do you a song now, and this is not Irish because we don't have to do it all Irish, do we? But and neither is one from our repertoire. But it's a different one. I don't think we've done this in the live streams yet, in all 49 of them so far. But this is a song. It's known under the title "A Jug of This." It's also known under the title "Ye Mourners All." It's also known, as I know it, as a song called "Ye Mariners All." It's published in 1840 in a penny songbook, and it was only then later attached to a melody. But it was kind of preserved for the country by Henry Hammond and his brother in 1907. They collected it from a wonderful folk singer lady called Marina Russell, based in Dorset. And she had a huge repertoire, albeit a failing memory. But they, when I say they recorded it, I mean when I said they collected it, they didn't record it; they notated it. But excuse me. What was happening was they actually did it in a tavern or a pub at the time, and they both wrote down, because they were notating it, they both wrote down the word mourners, because the word mariners features in this song, mourners all. And that was based on the fact that there was a funeral cortege, a horse pulling a coffin outside the pub, and they could see it through the window at the time. They document this in their account. And so they both wrote down separately, "You mourners all," as you pass by, because there it was visually in front of them. And it wasn't until afterwards that they then compared notes to Marina, the singer. And she said, no, the song is "Ye Mariners All." And so that's our kind of link into the wetness of the song. But this is it. You mariners all, as you pass by, call in and drink if you are dry. Come spend, my lads, your money brisk, and pop your nose in a jug of this. Oh, mariners all, if you have a crown, You're welcome all for to sit down. Come spend, my lads, your money brisk, and pop your nose in a jug of this. Oh, tipplers all as you pass by, come in and drink if you are dry. Call in and drink, think not amiss, and pop your nose in a jug of this. Oh, now I'm old and can scarcely crawl. I've an old grey beard and a head that's bald. Crown my desire and fulfill my bliss, a pretty young girl and a jug of this. Oh, when I'm in my grave and dead, and all my sorrows are past and fled, transform me then into a fish, and let me swim in a jug of this. You mariners all as you pass by, call in and drink if you are dry. Come in, sit down, think not amiss, to pop your nose in a jug of this. Just the one melody, as you often get in shanties. Paul and I often joke, an original joke for once, that you never spot a middle eight or a bridge in a shanty. You only ever get a verse and a chorus. And in this, in fact, well, not that this was a shanty, it was an on dry land wet song, but just the one melody all the way through.
Brill, I liked it.
Thank you kindly, sir.
Thank you. Anyway. Let's go to a song that is in our repertoire. It's called Whiskey Johnny.
Ooh.
Yes, one of the newer ones, maybe about number 60, I think. And we haven't actually had a chance to sing this all together yet in real life, but it's easy enough to sing along to, and we're going to display the lyrics any minute now. So please do sing along. I like to sing this as a love song.
Oh, you go, love 'em away, boy.
Whiskey is the life of man, whiskey Johnny. I'll get whiskey where I can, whiskey for my Johnny. Oh, whiskey here, whiskey there, whiskey Johnny. I'll get whiskey everywhere, whiskey for my Johnny. Oh, whiskey made me pawn my clothes, whiskey Johnny. Whiskey gave me this red nose, whiskey for my Johnny. Oh, whiskey here, whiskey there, whiskey Johnny. I'll get whiskey everywhere, whiskey for my Johnny. Oh, drink it hot, drink it cold, whiskey Johnny. Drink it new, I'll drink it old, whiskey for my Johnny. Oh, whiskey here, whiskey there, whiskey Johnny. I'll get whiskey everywhere, whiskey for my Johnny. Oh, whiskey killed my poor old dad, whiskey Johnny. Whiskey drove my mother mad, whiskey for my Johnny. Oh, whiskey here, whiskey there, whiskey Johnny. I'll get whiskey everywhere, whiskey for my Johnny. Oh, some like whiskey, some like beer, whiskey Johnny. I wish I had a barrel here, whiskey for my Johnny. Oh, whiskey here, whiskey there, whiskey Johnny. I'll get whiskey everywhere, whiskey for my Johnny. Oh, whiskey killed my sister Sue, whiskey Johnny. Whiskey killed my brother too, whiskey for my Johnny. Oh, whiskey here, whiskey there, whiskey Johnny. I'll get whiskey everywhere, whiskey for my Johnny. Oh, whiskey up, whiskey down, whiskey Johnny. whiskey all around the town. Whiskey for my Johnny, oh, whiskey here, whiskey there, whiskey Johnny. I'll get whiskey everywhere, whiskey for my Johnny, oh. Champagne's good and rum is free, whiskey Johnny. Whiskey's good enough for me, whiskey for my Johnny, oh. Whiskey here, whiskey there, whiskey Johnny. I'll get whiskey everywhere, whiskey for my Johnny, oh.
Well, I like that. And do you know what? Harold Minster, I would say, Harold Minster, young man, you're trolling us. You better be careful. We know where you live. Whiskey song choice, but you say it beautifully. And yeah, look, Sarah Jordan says, dark lyrics to such a pretty melody. And I was actually thinking along the same lines, Sarah. It sounds that is not the usual way we do it. And I've not heard a version like that before, but it sounded like a lullaby. And it
never will again.
Rather foreboding element. In fact, I'm going to mention, I can't think of the album now, Songs My Daddy Taught Us by the Everly Brothers. No idea how they managed to release that through the record company, but a very, very dark album of Appalachian folk songs. And same kind of thing, beautiful melodies and very dark lyrics.
You could say the same about Gilbert O'Sullivan.
Children dying from tuberculosis and that kind of thing. So, you know, very, very cheery stuff. And Paul, yeah, managed to put a nice dark spin on beautiful song there with by putting a nice melody to it. Anyway, sorry, I kind of hijacked your song there, Paul.
That's fine. I don't care. What I do care about is whether or not people are clicking share. Have we done that yet?
I don't think we have, you know. I do not.
If you're enjoying tonight, and you may not be because of technical difficulties, but at least Michelle smashed it out of the park. So thank you to her for keeping a good connection. But if you've enjoyed tonight or any other night, why don't you click share, especially on some of the live stream sessions that we've done where there hasn't been technical difficulties. Also, if you're enjoying yourself, please have a little guess at what our mystery word, our Suffolk word and phrase. Please just have a little guess. Pop it in the comments box what you think dag means.
Dag. So we've already been educated about what the Aussies call it, the Antipodeans, but we want to know what our friend Edward Moore and his native Suffolkians used to call it back in 1823 when the book was first published. And as a little quick reminder, we've got 12 minutes and 29 seconds left before we head over to Zoom. Roughly. If you'd like to join us, just visit our webpage. The link is scrolling across the bottom there as it goes, and you can find out the details to come join us just for a very strict 30-minute shanty chat, okay, till 9 p.m. We'd love you to join us. That would be lovely. I'm going to do a song now. This is not Irish. This is Canadian, but it certainly sounds like it is Irish and should be Irish. And it's all about a guy called Paddy Murphy who died. So, but don't worry. They were very jolly about this. They really were. So, and I'm going to probably cut this down a little bit because it's long enough. Oh, the night that Paddy Murphy died is a night I'll never forget. Some of these boys got loaded drunk and they ain't got sober yet. As long as a bottle was passed around, every man was feeling gay. Oh, Leary came with the bagpipes, some music for to play. Well, that's how they showed their respect for Paddy Murphy. That's how they showed their honor and their pride. They said it was a sin and a shame, and they winked at one another. And every drink in the place was full the night Pat Murphy died. As Mrs. Murphy sat in the corner pouring out her grief, Kelly and his gang, they came tearing down the street. They went into an empty room and a bottle of whiskey stole. They put that bottle with the corpse to keep that whiskey cold. Well, that's how they showed their respect for Paddy Murphy. That's how they showed their honor and their pride. They said it was a sin and a shame, and they winked at one another. And every drink in the place was full the night Pat Murphy died. They stopped a hearse on George Street outside Sandown Saloon. They all went in at noon and staggered out at noon. They went into the graveyard so holy and sublime, and found that when they got there they'd left their cars behind. That's how they showed their respect for Paddy Murphy. That's how they showed their honor and their pride. They said it was a sin and a shame, and they winked at one another. Every drink in the place was full the night Pat Murphy died. Richard took the stirrups as he jumped upon the hearse. We knew that it would not end well, cause he'd been on the sores. He'd been toasting Paddy all, drinking spirits neat. He jumped right off the horse, rid off and tipped Paddy on the street. And that's how they showed their respect for Paddy Murphy. That's how they showed their honor and their pride. They said it was a sin and shame, and they winked at one another. And every drink in the place was full the night Pat Murphy died. And every drink in the place was full the night Pat Murphy died. Every drink in the place was full the night Pat Murphy died. So Pat Murphy, bye. And I think I did this maybe a few sessions ago, and Marianne Bichet maybe educated me quickly or corrected me, one or the other. I'm going to say it was by the Great Big Sea, Canadian group. Yeah, maybe she'll comment. Maybe I should have remembered. Maybe I should have checked it or done some research. But anyway, so yeah.
Very nice.
Thank you.
So lots of other people have said quite the same. Sarah Jordan, she appreciated it with 3 rounds of applause.
Ooh, 3.
Yeah,
thanks, Sarah.
And so did Paula. Paula Easterlow. I don't think I recognise that name as somebody who's been commenting recently, but thank you very much for tuning in and joining in this way. And Linda Boyce said, wonderful. And it's a great song. Stephen does it remarkably well. Now, if you'd like to join in other ways, obviously, as we've mentioned, you can put comments into the comment box. We love those. We love it when you click share. We love it when you join us for our cuppa and the chat. As you can see, just scrolling across the bottom of the screen here is our Zoom session at the end of this. But as we're a bit restricted on time, we only have half an hour, as Stephen said. It's a bit of a shanty chat afterwards, just to get social. And as Janice Marjoram says, it'd be rude not to. Yes, it would, Janice. So please do join us. But if you'd like to participate for a bit of a longer session, we have a cuppa and a chat coming right up on the 26th.
No, Thursday the 25th of March. Yeah, 25th of March. And yeah, as Paul says, it's just a cuppa and a chat. We meet on social. We meet on Zoom for a social. Obviously, we don't provide the cuppa. We just provide a digital platform. And we usually, do something that might be fun, but importantly, allows us to connect with other people. In a time when there's a global pandemic and everybody's finding it difficult to physically connect. So it's just a way to kind of get together. You'd be very welcome to come along. It's free of charge. And we usually have a quiz, as Paul mentioned, or Barry does a guess the object, something like that, if we're lucky. So please do come to that. But before then, tomorrow night, in fact, we have our part of our how-to sessions. How to learn some cool and unique new tricks. We did Makaton Sign Language last week, and tomorrow is Learn Magic Tricks, Wednesday the 17th of March, 7:30 p.m. To sign up, it's free to join. Visit thevoicecloud.co.uk/connections and just sign yourself up there. Okay, so look, I think we've probably talked enough. We've got a lot going on in this organization, and we do get told off by the other directors if we don't mention it, but this is essentially a shanty session, so I'm going to make way for Paul to give ye another song.
This is another song. This isn't actually an Irish song, but it was very famous in Ireland, made popular by Ronnie Ranald. And the ladies of our choir, of our Rogue Shanty Chorus, sing this immaculately well. It's called If I Were a Blackbird. You'll find it in your Rogue Shanty repertoire if you have one. And we're going to display the lyrics up for anybody that doesn't have one. So there's no excuse for not singing along. Please do sing along with us. If I Were a Blackbird, coming right up now. If I were a blackbird, could whistle and sing, I'd follow the vessel my true love sails in, and on the topped rigging there I'd build my nest, and lay my head on his lily-white breast. I am a poor girl, my fortune seems sad. 6 months have I courted a true sailor lad, and truly I loved him by night and by day, and now in his transport he sailed far away. If I was a blackbird, could whistle and sing, I'd follow the vessel my true love sails in, and on the top rigging there I'd build my nest, and lay my head on his lily-white breast. My love's tall and handsome in every degree. His parents despise him because he loves me, but let them despise him and say what they will while I've breath in my body. I'll love him still. If I was a blackbird, could whistle and sing, I'd follow the vessel my true love sails in, and on the top rigging there I'd build my nest, and lay my head on his lily-white breast. He promised he'd meet me at Bonnybrook Fair, with a bunch of blue ribbons to tie up my hair, and if he would meet me, I'd crown him with joy, and kiss those fond lips of my dear sailor boy. If I was a blackbird, could whistle and sing, I'd follow the vessel my true love sails in, and on the top rigging there I'd build my nest, and lay my head on his lily-white breast. And on the top rigging there I'd build my nest, and lay my head on his lily-white breast. Number 34 of our Rogue Shanty Chorus repertoire.
Well, do you know what? We are going to we're going to give you the word dag. We're going to tell you what it means because we are approaching the end. We're almost going to go into Zoom, and dag is the morning dew. I don't think anyone got near to that.
No.
He put in Cheshire, dag is an old word for dew. In Suffolk, a shower of rain is called a dag for the turnips. Johnson calls it a low word. It is, however, in common use in Cheshire and elsewhere. Daggle-tailed is also common. So there you go, dag. It means the morning dew, in particular, a shower of rain for the turnips. So we are kind of finished, but I'm actually going to... I'm going to share. This is going to play us out, and it's going to go over the 8:30 mark. If you're enjoying it, please continue to enjoy it. But Paul and I are going to leave and go over to our Zoom at 8:30. But I'm going to share one of our favourite Irish songs, and I'm going to do that by actually sharing a performance of the Rogue Shanty Boys at the Shrewsbury Festival. We closed our set with it, I don't know, a couple of years ago now. But this is Rattling Bog.
Before you do, Stephen, I really must implore people to fill in our feedback review. We are very, very pleased and appreciative of the sponsorship and funding and guidance and support offered to us by the People's Health Trust through the Active Communities Programme. And that looks like this because we like to share their logo. Here it is. And very, very kindly, they support us, not just in the physical terms when we're able to meet, but also in these lockdown sessions. So thank you to them. But they do need to know what you think of it in general. So I'm going to flash up that survey link one more time because we really would value your feedback. Please let us know what you think of these sessions and the Rogue Shanty Chorus in general. And thank you very much for tuning in. And we'll see you next week, which will be our 50th, if we don't see you tomorrow night, for the Learn Magic workshop on the Connections project.
So we're going to play out with Rattling Bog, the Rogue Shanty Boys at the Shrewsbury Folk Festival. Keep watching if you like it, but if you were going to join us in Zoom, please do that. You can even have it playing in the background, okay? But so let's pop it on, find it. Oh no, it's all gone wrong. Here we go.
I think if we ask them nicely, we should get some more, don't you? More? Yeah, I think so. Please, welcome back. The Rogue Shanty Boys.
Well,
Go on,
I guess
then.
we better do something, yeah. You were saying more, not no more.
Actually, know any more, do we?
Yeah. Well, we're going to give it. I mean, we tend to do a lot of songs based on sea shanties or water or rivers, whaling songs, naval songs, maritime and water-related songs. And this one is just that on a technicality, really. It's about the bog over in Ireland, and it's a song. It's anyone know the Rattling Bog? Oh, lovely. Well, need we say any more? Oh, the rattling bog, the bog down in the valley, oh, red bog, the rattling bog, the bog down in the valley, oh. Well, in that bog there was a hole, a red hole, a rattling hole, and a hole in the bog, and the bog down in the valley, oh. Oh, the rattling bog, the bog down in the valley, oh. Red bog, the rattling bog, the bog down in the valley, oh. Well, in that bog there was a tree, a red tree, a rattling tree, and the tree in the hole in the bog, and the bog down in the valley, oh. Oh, the rattling bog, the bog down in the valley, oh. Red bog, the rattling bog, the bog down in the valley, oh. Well, on that tree there was a branch, a red branch, a rattling branch, and the branch on the tree, and the tree in the hole in the bog, and the bog down in the valley, oh. Oh, the rattling bog, the bog down in the valley, oh. Red bog, the rattling bog, the bog down in the valley, oh. Well, in that branch there was a limb, a red limb, a rattling limb, and the limb on the branch of the tree, and the tree in the hole in the bog, and the bog down in the valley, oh. Oh, the rattling bog, the bog down in the valley, oh. Red bog, the rattling bog, the bog down in the valley, oh. Well, on that limb there was a nest, a red nest, a rattling nest, and the nest of the limb, and the branch of the tree, and the tree in the hole in the bog, and the bog down in the valley, oh. Oh, the rattling bog, the bog down in the valley, oh. Red bog, the rattling bog, the bog down in the valley, oh. Well, in that nest there was a bird, a red bird, a rattling bird, and the bird in the nest, and the limb, and the branch of the tree, and the hole in the bog down in the valley, oh. Oh, the rattling bog, the bog down in the valley, oh. Red bog, rattling bog, the bog down in the valley, oh. Well, in that bird there was an egg, a rare egg, a rattling egg, and the egg and the bird, and the bird, and the nest, and the nest, and the limb, and the branch of the tree, and the hole in the bog down in the valley, oh. Oh, the rattling bog, the bog down in the valley, oh. Red bog, rattling bog, the bog down in the valley, oh. In that egg there was a bird, a rare bird, a rattling bird, and the bird, and the egg, and the egg, and the bird, and the bird, and the nest, and the nest, and the limb, and the branch of the tree, and the hole in the bog down in the valley, oh. Oh, the rattling bog, the bog down in the valley, oh. Red bog, the rattling bog, the bog down in the valley, oh. Oh, the rattling bog, the bog down in the valley, oh. Red bog, the rattling bog, the bog down in the valley, oh.